Good evening, councillors, staff. Well, that's loud, sorry. Good evening, councillors, staff, members of the public. I declare the ordinary council meeting on the 30th of July 2025 open at 5:30 p.m. Can you please stand? I wish to acknowledge the Gadigal people as the traditional custodians of the land that we're meeting on and recognise their strength, resilience and pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Thank you. This meeting is being live streamed and audio recorded to facilitate community participation for minute-taking purposes, which may be released upon request to third parties. In accordance with Clause 616 of the Town of Port Hedland Standing Orders, Local Law 2014, members of the public are not permitted to use any visual, audio, electronic device or instrument to record the proceeding unless the member has been given permission by the presiding member to do so. Members of the public are also reminded that in accordance with Clause 617-4, standing orders, mobile phones must be switched off and not be used during the meeting. I note that all councillors are present and their attendance will be listed under items 3.1 of the minutes. 3.2, attendance by telephone, internet communications, there is nil. 3.3, apologies. CEO, do you have any apologies at all?
No apologies, Mr Mayor.
Thank you. 3.4, approved leaves of absence. CEO, have you received any approved leaves of absence at all?
No, okay, Mr Mayor.
Thank you. 3.5, disclosures of interest. Does anyone have any disclosures of interest on tonight's amendment at all?
No, I haven't received any.
Okay, thank you. Number 4, applications for leave of absence. CEO, have you received any applications for leave of absence at all?
No, I haven't.
No, okay, thank you, CEO. Number 5, response to previous questions taken on notice at the Ordinary Council meeting held on the 25th of June 2025 have been provided to individuals and detailed in the agenda. Councillor Butson, do you want to?
Yes. Through the chair, I'd like to make an announcement, please.
Yes, certainly.
I advise this meeting that, number 1, a complaint was made to the Local Government Standards Panel in which I was alleged that I had contravened Regulation 17 of the Local Government Act, Model Code of Conduct, Regulations 2021, when I used the Town of Port Hedland's logo in respect to advertising an event which was not held by or sponsored by the Town of Port Hedland. Number 2, the panel found that I breached Regulation 17 by my conduct. And number 3, I acknowledge that I should have not used the logo and I now apologise to the public and my fellow councillors. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Councillor Button. On to number 6, public time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an opportunity for members of the public to ask questions of Council on regarding tonight's agenda and business of local government. Clause 6.7-3 of the Town of Port Hedland Standing Orders, local law requires members of the public wishing to ask questions to complete the question form and place the completed form in the tray provided. If myself as a providing member determines that questions or statements are out of order due to offensive or objectionable expression or defamatory, they will not be considered, recorded nor responded to. 6.1, public question time. I declare public question time open at 5:35 p.m. CEO, have you received any questions at all?
No, no, we haven't, Mr Mayor.
Okay, thank you, CEO. Do any members of the public have any questions at all? Great, please come forward and state your name, thank you.
Good evening, my name's Gillian Fisher. I reside at 23 Mitchell Crescent. I just have a couple of questions tonight. In light of Councillor Butson's public apology, could we just have a reason from the Mayor of what was the offence that Councillor Butson is apologising for?
I'll take that on notice for you. Thank you. Next question.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Do you have any more public questions at all?
Yeah, g'day, John Ashton, Spoonbill Crescent, South Hedland. This one's to you, Mayor. I've been around town talking to a few people and there's some rumours going about that you might be resigning. And I just would like to ask, is that the case?
It's not true. Thank you.
It's not true, so you will be staying the course till the election?
That's not true, thank you. Next question.
That was the question. Are you staying the course until the election?
I just answered that question for you. I'm not resigning, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Do you have any other further questions at all from the gallery? Okay, thank you. I will close question time at 5:36 p.m. Okay, public statement time. I declare public statement time open at 5:36 p.m. CEO, have you received any public statements at all?
No, I haven't, Mr Mayor.
Okay, do any members of the public have any public statements at all? Okay, I will close public statement time at 5:37 p.m. Moving on to 6.3, petition, deputation, presentation and submissions. There are none. Now, question number 7, questions from members without notice. Are there any questions from elected members at all? Yes,
Mr.
Councillor.
Mayor,
Yes.
I'm just wondering whether tonight might be a record in our meeting times, considering we got through question and statement time in 5 seconds. We're going to be breaking records tonight, Mr. Mayor. What do you think?
Possibility, thank you. Any other questions at all? Yeah. Yes, Councillor. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. My question is to yourself, Mr Mayor. Unfortunately, I would leave it outside of public eyes. Unfortunately, I've tried everything in my powers to try and get you to communicate with me, and it hasn't not come through. So I draw your reference to the email sent to yourself on the 30th of the 6th, 2025, in relation to yourself unilaterally signing some contracts, or a contract. When will I have some feedback from yourself in relation to that matter, please, Mr Mayor?
Which one are you referring to?
The 30th of the 6th. In relation to you unilaterally signing a employment contract with the Town of Port Hedland for an employee of the Town of Port Hedland.
Oh, right. Is that for the CEO?
I'm assuming so.
Yeah, I'll get that for you. Yep. Yep.
So when will I have one, please?
I'll organise with the CEO and arrange it for you.
Oh, I don't want you to organise anything with the CEO. It's a question directly at you for your understanding. Can you please provide me with an expected time when you're going to provide it to me?
Okay, within the next 4 weeks. Okay.
Well, that's not acceptable, Mr Mayor.
Well, that's it. Okay. Next question. I'll get it to you. Don't worry.
It's been 4 weeks now, Mr Mayor. Is it 8 weeks is a good turnaround for you, is it?
It's fine. That's okay. Yeah.
I guess when you don't stay in the town, it's pretty acceptable, isn't it?
Okay. Thank you. Do you have any questions at all, councillors? Okay. Let's move on. Item number 8. The presiding members without discussion or members for the month of June 2025 are printed in the agenda. Item number 9. Declaration for all members given due consideration. A show of hands that they've given due consideration to all matters contained within the agenda. Have a show of hands, please. You're not giving a show of hands? Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, item number 10, confirmation of previous minutes. We have 2 officers' recommendations before us. One officer recommendation is a simple majority vote. The council confirmed the minutes of the special council meeting held on the 19th of June 2025 are a true and a correct record. Can I have a mover, please? Move. Okay, Christian, thank you. Seconder. Councillor Butson. Anyone against? Motion's carried. Thank you. Officer recommendation number 2. Officer recommendation requires a simple majority vote. The council confirm the minutes of the ordinary council meeting held on the 20th of June 2025 are a true and a correct record. Can I have a mover, please?
Move, Mr Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Blanco. A seconder. Councillor Butson, thank you. Is anyone against the motion? Motion's carried. Thank you. Before we move on to reports of officers and communities, I'd like to remind members of the public not to take any action on council's decision on items on this evening's agenda, which may have an interest, to a form notified in writing by the town has been received. A decision made at this meeting can be revoked in line with Local Government Act 1995. I'd like to draw attention to the following items as shown on the screen as en bloc by the council, which means these items which do not require decision made in favour. Those items council can move the list as seek, and please speak now the item on the agenda item. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, there are 6 items on the agenda. Does anyone have any options about not putting these on block at all?
Mr Mayor.
Yep.
To pull out 12.1.1.
12.1.1.
12.3.1.
12.3.1.
Yep.
Yep.
12.4.1.
12.4.1. Those 3?
That's all I have.
That's all? Okay. Councillors, any more?
Mr Mayor, I'd like to pull out 12.1.2. Got a couple of questions on that one.
12.1.2, yes. That's all, councillor? Okay. So we'll leave, okay, so we're leaving 12.3.2 and 12.3.3 as en bloc items. Can I have a move on those, please?
Move, Mr
Councillor
Mayor.
Button. Sorry? Councillor Button is the mover. Thank you. Second it?
Seconded.
Okay, thank you. Anyone against? Okay, thank you. Item number 11.1, the Audit Risk Compliance Committee, there is nil. Let's make sure we've got those ones on block correct. (12.1.1). Okay. We have officer recommendations that require it requires a simple majority vote that council. 1. The council adopts a policy 4001, continuing professional development, and 2. Rescind a policy 4010, elected amendment professional development. Can I have a mover, please?
Mr Mayor, I have some questions on this.
Yes, Councillor Blacker.
On page 1 in the policy, there is a spelling mistake in there. It's pretty bad when I have to, tell you there's a spelling mistake in the policies, because I'm not a very good speller. But when I pick them up, that's not good. Can we get that sorted out? And also, I remember talking about this policy in one of the briefings, and I talked about the attendance of council members in relation to WOLGA, and also the ALGA conference. I did say that we should not restrict the amount of councillors that go to this. Obviously, we will decide which councillors attend at the, March meeting, when we decide who is going and who is not. But to restrict the amount of councillors that go will create conflict. And that is something that, we need less of in council across WA. So for that reason, I would not be supporting this policy currently. But additionally, I also talked about the elected members who attend conferences. It states in there should submit a briefly written summary. Now that currently is in the current policy. And again, I talked about this and I said, considering it doesn't happen now, and I have mentioned this multiple times over the last 18 months, it doesn't happen now, and the policy now says it should happen, and the administration doesn't enforce it, so we have less conflict. We should remove that out of the policy as well. Now, I'd like to see this policy deferred until the next meeting, until we make those arrangements and make those adjustments to our policy. This is a council policy. And bring it back at the next meeting. And with those adjustments, I'd be happy to support it.
So you'd like these item adjourned to the next council meeting?
What was that, Mr Mayor?
You'd like to have this item number adjourned to the next council meeting?
That's correct, Mr Mayor, so we can make those changes. But obviously, we need to make those changes and then bring it back, and then, I'd be happy to support it.
Okay. Is there a seconder for... Okay. Items deferred. Okay.
Mr Mayor, if you're going to put it to a vote, make sure we do the vote properly.
Put it to the vote, okay, as well. Okay, all those in favour of deferring the item? Okay. Motion is carried. Okay, let's move on to item number 12.1.2, Statement of Financial Activity, June 2025. We've also recognised before that it requires a supermajority vote. That council received the monthly financial report for the period ending 30th of June 2025, and 2, note the accounts paid under delegated authority for the period 30th of June 2025 as shown in attachment 2, and 3, received the purchasing credit card statements for the period ending 30th of June 2025 as shown in attachment 3, and 4, received investment summary report for the period ending 30th June 2025 as shown in attachment 4, and received the year-to-date budget and actual report to the Declarate for the period of 30 June 2025 as shown in attachment 5. And 6, received the capital listing report for the period ending of 30th of June 2025 as shown in attachment 6. Can I have a mover, please?
Mr Mayor, I have a couple of questions on this.
Yes, councillor.
I've been approached by a couple of members of the community asking about a couple of things, but one in particular stuck out was $10,000 paid to the Port Hedland Lesbian Society. Would yourself, Mr Mayor, or someone on the administration be able to fill me and the community in on what services were rendered under the creditor's invoice for $10,000 for the Port Hedland Lesbian Society?
I might pass it over to one of the directors to answer that one for you. Yes, Steve.
Thank you, through the chair. So far as I'm aware, it wasn't for services, it was a community grant which they applied for, but I can send you those details.
Does that clarify your thing, councillor? Is that all you had on that item number? Okay, thank you. Can I have a mover, please, on that?
Mr Mayor, I'd like to ask some questions as well on this.
Yes, Councillor Bacco.
Just in relation to
Councillor McRae.
what Councillor McRae just asked. So I would assume then that a payment's made to, I can't say that name, but one of the Aboriginal corporations, I would suspect, for $15,000, IBN Corporation for $15,000, Desert Wave Records for $15,000, HWWC for $15,000. Are they all grants that have been applied? Was that like a grant around, I suppose? Is that right, Mr Mayor? Can we find out what is going on with those ones?
Yeah, certainly. I'll ask the director to fill that for you. Thank you, Steve.
Most likely it would indicate such. I'll have to come back to you on those ones that you've just mentioned. But yeah, certainly the first one caught my attention too, but I know that was a community grant.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Mr Mayor, I have another question on 30th of the 6th. We paid an invoice, invoice 2823, flood pump station assessment for $15,000. Now, can I get an explanation? I don't want one right now, but can I get an explanation on that? We have been told there's also another one there for invoice 2712A for $13,100 for the Gilbert Street flood pump replacement invoice. Now, we've been told that this item's been on the table since November 23. I think that's when I first started talking about it. We've been told that this was going out to tender, then it wasn't out to tender, then, we're doing something else because we didn't get any tenderers. Now we're doing another assessment. Can we find out what is going on with those flood pumps? Clearly going into 2 years now. And we need to act on these things. Mr Mayor, can I get some explanation on that? Why we're doing another assessment when we're supposed to be awarding a contract?
I'll just check.
Through you, Mr Mayor, I'll take that on notice, and we'll give you an update on where we're at with those flood pumps.
Thank you, CEO.
I should have mentioned at the beginning of the meeting, Mr Mayor, that the Director of Infrastructure Services isn't here tonight because her father passed away this morning.
Thank you, CEO.
Mr Mayor, I have another one. I'd like to find out about the gross rental valuations invoice for $255,000. Now, normally when the Valuer General does the valuations, they do a desktop valuation. So I'd like to find out why we've been charged so much for it, and was it an actual valuation where they came out and they did, a significant piece of work in Port Hedland to determine correct valuations without sitting behind a keyboard and doing it on a desktop? That's what I'd like to know on that one, Mr Mayor.
Steve, do you want?
Certainly, through the chair, the information that I know of when it comes to the valuations is it is mostly done from Perth. I'm not aware of them actually coming up on site. It is expensive. There are a number of properties. It is a lengthy process. And yeah, that's the size of the quantum of the invoice that we have to pay, which we're obligated to.
Okay, thank you, Director.
So, Mr Mayor, could I just get that clarified? What I would like to know, and what a lot of people would like to know, because this is, a significant sum and it is ratepayers' money, is that there was no physical presence in that office, to come and check the properties for that sum of money. Mr Mayor.
Okay, Director, do you want to?
Sure. I will confirm with Landgate, but I don't believe so. A lot of it's done desktop these days because they're using GIS information, satellite imagery, things like that. The layers of mapping which we have detail all the boundaries of lots and things like that. So they tend to use more other tools as opposed to eyeballing these days.
Okay, thank you, Director. Does that cover your, Councillor?
Thank you, Mr Mayor.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Blackwell. Okay, can I have a mover, please, on that item? Thank you, Councillor McRae. Is there a seconder? Thank you, Councillor Blanco. Is anyone against the motion? Motion's carried. Thank you. 12.2 Community Services, there is nil. 12.3. 12.3.1, okay. We have an officer recommendation before us that requires a simple majority vote that Council, 1, note submission received during the public advertising, and 2, endorse a final public space, open space and street strategy 2025 to 2035 as per attachment 1. Can I have a mover, please?
To the Chair, Mr Mayor, if I
Yes, Councillor Christensen.
can I foreshadow a motion, please?
Yes, certainly.
Give me 5. I wish to foreshadow a motion that Council 1, do not adopt the public open space and treescape strategy 25 to 35 at this time, and 2, request the administration to return to Council following a series of workshops with elected members.
So would you like to just defer the whole item?
Nope, I would like to move a foreshadowed motion. Thanks, Mr Mayor.
Okay, all right. Put that up on the screen.
Doesn't have to be verbatim, but providing the context is captured, I'm happy.
Okay. Is there a second for? Okay, Councillor Butson.
Instead of using the words defer, can we just suggest that we do not adopt? The only reason I'm saying that is because there's a procedural motion I can use to defer it, and I don't want to defer it. Just.
You happy with that wording, councillor? Happy with that? Councillor Button, you happy to move that? Okay. Okay, let's go back to the officer's recommendation first. Is there a move of the officer's recommendation?
I'll move the officer's recommendation, Mr Mayor.
Okay, thank you, councillor Blanco. Is there a seconder? Okay, so we'll now go to councillor Christian's recommendation. Moved. Seconded, councillor Button. Is anyone against?
Yes, Mr Mayor, I'm against.
Yep, okay. Okay, councillor Christian.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I think we need to make some messages very clear here. I'm not against a strategy of this nature coming through, and I think it's important to pay some respects to the work that was done to provide the current document we see in front of us. As anybody who've read through it would see, it's a very comprehensive document, well and truly above and beyond one that we've seen for this sort of, I guess, area of expertise previously. I've been one of the bigger supporters of the POS strategy / document to come forward. Unfortunately, plain and simply, I don't think this one currently delivers a direction that this council should adopt or can adopt right now. If you read through the document, it clearly articulates a very heavy-ended offset for the Port Hedland side of the town of Port Hedland's public open spaces when compared to South Hedland. But even worse when you compare it to the state average, and the numbers that were thrown around at the briefing just recently on last Wednesday was a 4 times the amount of the expected or the accepted practice norm of 10%. So when you start looking at 4 times the number of a service that has been delivered to one small section of this council in this town, I think it's important to understand that we actually provide some direction there that, are we happy with that? Because right now I'm not happy to accept that we have 4 times the provision in one location compared to another. So, and it's not just from the fact that we don't want to supply the public open space, but unfortunately, as we all know, you see with our recent council decisions to hire third-party companies in place to mow grass and upkeep public open spaces and to clean and to look after these spaces. So it comes at a significant maintenance cost. So I think it's important that in the strategy that we capture the strategic direction for where this council wishes to go. And right now I can't, in good conscience, support the current makeup. I believe there's been a few oversights and a few questions that I'd love to ask and dive a bit more into detail with. One of the big ones being I question the ability of the longevity and the flexibility of a 10-year plan. I'm not supportive of a 10-year plan. Unfortunately, the administration have had a lot of plans, strategies, and guiding documents over the last 4 years that I've been around. Some that were put in previously to myself being put in place, and we tend to have some issues in relation to fulfilling the expectations of these documents. So I don't support a 10-year plan. I'm happy to talk about that in these workshops that will come if we can get this over the line. Even the lack of financial clarity. There's a mountain of, I wouldn't say a mountain, but I think there's about 22, 23 items that are actions within inside of this strategy that comes with a significant cost, but the cost isn't understood. So for us to even have a thumbsuck of an idea to gain some understanding of what this strategy is providing to this community over long term, I think that would be an important aspect of this document that's lacking. And lastly, it's, I just, yeah, there's some actions in there that I think can, I don't think this community or this town is in a position to be able to fulfil. And again, those conversations I'm happy to have at these workshops to see if we can dive in a bit deeper, to see if we can alleviate some of the concerns I do have in relation to this. But other than that, Mr Mayor, I'll leave my other statements to a closing statement. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Christensen. Councillor Button.
I concur with Deputy Mayor. I would like to actually have a briefing and to actually go through it a bit more where we haven't had the opportunity as yet. So, and I think that a 10-year plan is probably a little bit too long at the moment until we've had a briefing or a workshop to actually understand it a bit better. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Button. Councillor Baker, who against?
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Now that is exactly what should be happening. All right. Obviously, I tried it in the first motion, but we went straight to the alternate. And what I mean by that is an explanation. So we have people in the gallery that understand where we're going, and people that are watching that understand where we're going. So by just saying yes to these, or rejecting a motion, not explaining it, and not giving them our reasons why we're rejecting something, then everyone becomes confused, and people in higher positions think that the council is dysfunctional. That word comes out a lot, doesn't it, for Port Hedland? We're not dysfunctional. We're doing the best we can do for Hedland. So by doing it this way, we've just heard the Deputy explain his reasoning, why we don't want to support this policy, and I agree with him. There is a lot of things in this policy that need to be sorted out before we adopt it. So we have talked about it in briefings. We've outlined a lot of these things, and this policy has still come to Council for a decision on adopting it. So now we're not adopting it. We want the administration to come back and explain it to us a little bit better. And more than likely, I would suggest put some of the things back in there that were in the old policy that have been taken out, and it would sit a lot better with me. So that's the reason I have voted against, to ensure that the council explains to the people in the gallery and also online, explain to them what we're doing and why we have not adopted this strategy. And hopefully next time it comes to council for a request to adopt, we'll be fully briefed on it and liking the strategy a lot better than what we do now. Thank you, Mr Mayor.
Okay. Thank you, Councillor Blanco. Anyone who's for? Anyone against? Councillor Christensen, sum up.
No much more to add, thanks, Mr Mayor, but I guess just the other one I have got to highlight on this as well is I've learnt my lesson from previous plans, strategies, etc. that I has taken part on adopting, whether it be the community safety, whether it be the youth plans, etc. But we tend to have one action, but that has multiple, deliverables on it. Again, same thing. I don't think we are very clear with some of our expected results out of these actions, and I think that's one of the most important things we need to do. I think this council needs to understand, and these strategies need to demonstrate to our community that we understand a problem, we are going to suggest a fix, and we understand what that fix should deliver. And that's what the mantra I'm going to hold myself to. Like I said, and again, this is not a criticism of the people who have done the work. This work, again, is outstanding work. It's very comprehensive. But again, it's just a few more tweaks that I think we can make to make it a real good strategy for us to move forward with. So, yeah, I'll leave it there, Mr Mayor. Thank you, and we'll see where the vote takes it.
Okay, thank you, Councillor. We'll now put to the vote. All those in favour of the Tory motion? Yep. Motion's carried. On block, move over to 12.4.1. Infrastructure services. We have office matters before it that requires a simple majority vote. The council, one, note the evaluation of the South Headland Aquatic Centre site section, endorse option B, Stadium South site, as the preferred option. And 2, authorise the officers to commence a comprehensive investigation, concept design and cost plan for option B. And 3, note that the South Headland Integrated Sports Hub Master Plan and Staging Plan will be revealed and online option B being adopted. And 4, note that further report will be provided detailing how consultant per project governance approvals and undertake the ability concept design proposed, including the project managing and the presentation to the December 2025 for council approval to proceed. Can I have a mover, please?
Mr Mayor, I have some questions on this.
Yes, councillor.
As you would be well aware, the council has suggested site B would be the preferred location.
Correct.
The issue is that the information that is provided in the attachments suggests that site B is every site. So I would like to make sure that we know what site B is. And before we move forward, Mr Mayor, on this, so what is site B according to the attachments?
Can we bring the... I think we workshopped the other day, we had that attachment B, didn't we? Yeah.
Mr Mayor.
Can we pull that attachment? Can we pull the... Yeah.
So there it is there, councillor. Option B, as you can see on the screen.
And there lies the problem, I think, Mr Mayor. What my understanding, well, that is the right one?
That's right.
Is that site B?
That's it, yeah.
Okay. B?
That's B.
Okay, so I had here 12.411, attachment 12. There you go. That's now have a look on the bottom of the screen there, and you'll see REVB. So I'm just assuming that's site B. Is that correct?
I believe so. Is that... What's it, or is it?
The...
Is that revision B?
Revision B, yeah.
So it's site B.
Okay, so every other one has revision B on it. So there's the problem. So, you know, for us to move forward, we need to ensure that this is B and the names of the other ones are changed so we don't have a problem in 2 months' time, Mr Mayor.
Okay. For you, Mr Mayor, to Director Regulatory.
Thank you.
Thank you, through the chair. Just to clarify, it is actually attachment, the full title is 12.4.1.3 option B. Stadium South, revision B. So they're all revision B drawings, sites A, B and C, but the full title of the attachment refers to 12.4.1.3 option B.
Okay, that's I'm happy with that, but where does it say it in the actual the attachments? I don't see it in there, Mr Mayor.
Yeah, hang on, we'll just bring up...
I don't know whether the people in the community have those little tags that show that document as being that number. But when I have a look at the public agenda, the public attachments, all it has is that picture.
the stadium south is the specific wording on the attachment.
It just doesn't say.
Or, look, the other option is that if that is the attachment, 12413, then we put 12413 into the officer's recommendation.
Yes, that would
Somewhere.
work. Page 397 of 400 in the attachments.
Okay. So we put that 12.4.13 in the office recommendation for you.
In the recommendation, so we're absolutely clear that that's what we're picking.
Yep.
So there's no doubt. We don't have to come back.
Sorry there, Mr Mayor, through the chair, if we can also add stadium site, south site, which is the actual name of the site as well, just to be clear.
It says south site on the bottom of it says south site. Yeah.
That looks good to me, Mr Mayor.
You happy with that?
I'll move it with the amendment.
Okay. Is there a second for the amendment? Councillor McCrane. Is anyone against? Motion is carried. Okay, moving on to 12.4.2. Award tender RF 242540 Port Hedland Yacht Club kitchen refurbishment and new fit out and bathroom renovations deferred from the 25th of June OCM. We have two office recommendations before us. One office recommendation requires absolute majority vote. The council pursuant to section 6.8 of the Local Government Act 1995 and amend the 24-25 annual budget as follows and transfer from the strategic reserve. Can I have a mover, please?
Mr Mayor, I'd like to foreshadow a motion.
Certainly.
I'll just use the current officer's recommendation, but wording to the recommendation 1 that council allocate in the 25-26 annual budget as follows the table that is presented in the absolute majority vote requirement. So I forward it to the 25-26 budget. So council allocate in the 25-26 annual budget the following table. And which will then take this down to a simple majority. But also in officer's recommendation 2, you know, that can be the same, but on the end, after the adoption of the 25-26 budget, something like that. So we're shifting it into 25-26. It's only another 14 days. I don't see why we should be doing it this way and put it into next year's budget.
If we put it, sorry, Councillor, if we put it into this year's budget, we can get it started straight away, or the tender get it started.
That's my alternate.
Yeah, there is.
The work's already commenced, so there has to be money that's already been spent, has it
Just for you, Mr Mayor, to the Manager Governments.
Yep.
Thank you, Mr CEO. Can I just confirm the intention then is for that foreshadowed to go ahead with officer's recommendation 2, which is to enter a contract but without the budget amount already being set, or?
No, it's to shift this into the 25-26 budget rather than the 24-25.
So you won't look to award the contract tonight? That'll be returned to you at a later date?
Well, if we put this into the budget for 25-26, you know, we could still leave recommendation 2 in there and allow the CEO to award the contract when we allocate when we pass the 25-26 budget. Is that able to be done? I don't see why we can't just put that into the budget papers when we do the budget at the special meeting.
Sorry, I don't know why you want to delay it by 14 days. I thought that's... when do you get this thing
Mr
started?
Mayor,
What's your first
that is
okay.
my alternate recommendation, and I'd like to get some advice off the officer on the reasons for or against something like that to happen, Mr Mayor.
Could I just take 2 minutes to confirm?
Yes, certainly. Yep, okay. Yeah, I'll call a 5-minute recess. Okay, welcome back, everybody. So item number 12.4.2, the council's recommendation is basically to defer this item till the special council meeting on the 13th. Is that correct, Councillor Blanco? You want to defer it till then?
That was not the intent to defer. I want some clarity on this tender process or the tender awarding. Does the administration think that we're going to have an issue with the contractor withdrawing if we don't award this tonight? I'd like to know that. Honest answer, thanks.
The Chair, if I may quickly.
Yes.
Can I suggest an option? Can we just lay this on the table, and if it's okay from the administration and governance point of view, and pick it back off when we go back into closed doors, because we're going to get very closely, in my opinion, to contractual conversations that should be behind closed doors anyway.
That's
in my
okay.
mind. So I'll be more comfortable have a more in-depth conversation behind closed doors, just so we can get more in detail, if you don't mind.
I'm happy
Is
to
it
do
possible
that.
to do that?
Happy to do that. We'll do that. Okay.
So therefore, I move that we lay this item on the table,
On the table, behind closed doors.
or just lay it on the table, and when we go behind
We go
closed doors, we can take
Yeah,
it back
okay.
off.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Councillor Wilson. Okay. Yeah.
Did we have a mover and some votes on that, laying it on the
He
table?
moved, Councillor Christensen moved it. Seconder? Councillor Button. Anyone against? Motion's passed. Okay, thank you. Now, okay. Okay, 12.5, executive services, there is nil. Item number 13, new business of urgent nature, late item, there is nil. Item number 14, matters which reference is given, there is nil. Item number 15, matters which the meeting may be closed, confidential matters. We have one confidential matter to consider by the council tonight. Of the recommendation that the council to close the meeting to the public as described under section number 5.232 of Local Government Act 1995 to consider item number 15.1. Can I have a move to go behind closed doors, please? Thank you, Councillor Blanco. A seconder? Councillor Christensen, thank you. Is there anyone against? Okay. I'll now ask all members of the public in the gallery to leave while we go to confidential items. Thank you. meeting to the members of the public as described under 5.23 of the Local Government Act 1995. Can I get a mover, please? Thank you, Councillor Blanco. Seconder. Thank you, Councillor Butson. Anyone against? Okay, thank you. Back on live stream. Okay, thank you. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We'll now read the decision of councils on the controversial item 15.2, town debtors. Offers a recommendation that council pursuant to section S6-64 of the Local Government Act 1995 endorse the actions described within the report for the land sale of the public auction of 15 Somerset Crescent for unpaid rates. The motion was carried absolute majority. We'll now move back to item number 12.4.2. The first of recommendation is the absolute majority vote to cancel to pursuant to section 6.8 of the Local Government Act 1995 and amend the 2024-25 annual budget as allowed to transfer from strategic reserve. Can I have a mover, please?
Mr Mayor, can I just clarify?
Yes.
My foreshadowed motion is still in play, yes?
It's still there, yes.
Thank you. I'll move that, Mr Mayor.
You're foreshadowed?
No, I've already foreshadowed. I said I'll move the officer's recommendation.
Okay.
That's the one we're on currently.
Well, current, okay, thank you. Can I have a seconder, please? Thank you, Councillor Butson. Is anyone against? Motion's carried. Thank you, councillors. Oh, sorry, I didn't see your hand. Sorry, councillor. Okay. Yeah, Councillor Blanco.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. The reason I have foreshadowed a motion is to ensure it goes through, regardless as to what the council wants to do currently, because we need an absolute majority. So if it doesn't pass now, it will be in the 25-26 budget. The yacht club has, been through a roller coaster ride. There's been mistakes made on both sides of the fence, and I think now is the time to put that aside and let's get it rolling. At the end of the day, it can't sit there vacant forever. So we're just going to have to bite the bullet, spend the money on it, and make it happen. I understand, some people might be, upset about the way things have moved forward, but, when it comes to it, we are going to have to decide to get it open again, regardless whether we run it or whether somebody else runs it or whatever might happen. It needs to be repaired, needs to come up to a standard. And like most things in this town, when non-for-profits run these organisations, sometimes they have good committees, sometimes they have bad committees. Obviously, the yacht club's gone pear-shaped there for a while. I think COVID had a lot to do with it as well, and it closed down and it sat there for a long time. That has generated, exponential costs to get it up to a standard where we can reopen it again. Like I say, we're just going to have to bite the bullet and do it. We can't leave it there empty forever. So whether we do it tonight or whether we do it in 2 weeks, it's going to be done shortly. So that's all I have to say, and hopefully we get it over the line tonight.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Blanco. Councillor Butson.
I concur with Councillor Blanco. It is very important for the community looking to have this open. It has sat there for a long, long time, and I would hope that in the future, with any decisions that are made, that we actually will, everything will be correct, so we won't run into this problem again. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Butson. Someone against the motion? Councillor McRae.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Like earlier motions, I am fully supportive of getting the club up and running again, of course. I think anyone would be crazy not to. I really did want to, so we would go to a debate. That's why I've opposed. I wanted to hear everyone's perspectives on either side. I think the foreshadowed motion is a good motion. at the same time, I understand the urgency of getting this done while the contracts are valid and there's already been extensions and everything else that the administration has told us about tonight. So, yeah, look, I do support both. If I had a choice, I would probably prefer to bring it back to the new financial year, as we did with the IT upgrade. We allowed some of it. Obviously, some of the work is already beginning down there at the yacht club. You know, and a 2-week delay is probably not going to hold us up by any amount of time. I don't imagine much will happen in the next mobilisation of the next 2 weeks. But yeah, I think it's, you know, it's obviously a motion supported by everyone here. It's obviously disappointing we had to spend another $630,000 of the ratepayers' money, but these things unfortunately can happen in the Pilbara. But certainly, yeah, I do support both. But yeah, personally, as I said, I would prefer to put this forward into next year's budget in the next couple of weeks.
Okay, thank you, Craig. Anyone else for? Yes, Councillor Christian.
Well, I'm in support of it. I still think there's some lessons and some learnings that we have to be had here. I don't think any councillor is going to sit here and debate whether it's got any validity, whether the council should be behind this infrastructure. This infrastructure is in the #1 location this town has to offer currently for our community members for entertainment and for looks and for attraction. So I don't think we'll have any argument from any councillors in relation to the methodology behind the project. But I do have some concerns, and I'll be remiss of me if I didn't use this opportunity to voice those and to send a message to all of our councillors here. And look, sometimes it takes a leap of faith from this council to the administration for them to do what they say they can do. We've done it previously when we had the drone show just recently with time frames, etc. You know, the council took a leap of faith. So this is going to be exactly that, a leap of faith to the administration that this will get the job done. It's unfortunate that this council has had multiple shots at this to get it over the line and get it ready for Tennessee. But again, it's an additional $630,000, which is not cheap by any stretch of the imagination. So it's important that we don't just rubber stamp additions and changes to costs. We need to ensure that as a body overlooking the organisation, that we do our due diligence and we make sure that any gaps that has been identified is closed. And I'm pretty confident that in this area, this is happening. It's working through it. And the reason I bring this concern up is because it's important to understand moving forward into this community that we are looking, you know, upwards of an $800 million capital works project for the next 10, 15 years. So, you know, if we quantify these sort of changes in that sort of dollar value, we start to see a very big alarming, alarm bells. So, good opportunity for us to see how we go and move it into this direction. And again, it's going to be an absolute gem of the Pilbara. I think this is going to be the #1 location to be in Headland. So, looking forward to see what we can do with the 631 addition to it and see what it actually looks like at the end. So I'll wait to see if there's any naysayers. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Councillor. Is anyone else against? Anyone else for? I'll also vote for the motion. I think the yacht club it's a very, very important part of our community. We've got a $200 million marina, which looks great now. The boats are getting in there. Once all the landscape is done, we've got the new playground going in there. The yacht club is something that our community needs it. We've got the Esplanade Hotel that will shut down towards the end of the year, and we need more places to go and have to eat and entertain our community. And I think the yacht club is the premier spot, and we need to spend this money right now as quickly as possible and get it out there, get it open as quickly as possible. So that's what I'm saying about that. So you'd like to sum up, please, Councillor?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. There isn't many items that we agree on, Mr. Mayor. We agree on this one. But I disagree with some of the things you said, which is, you know, we need to spend money quickly and get the job done quick. You know, I think sometimes that's the reason why, you know, things go pear-shaped, because we haven't looked at it in depth, and problems then arise from that. But this issue has been going on for far too long. This piece of infrastructure needs to be opened, and I think with that outrageous surplus that we have, You know, 600,000 is not going to, put much of a dent in our financial position. So let's get it to the vote and let's get it happening, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Christensen. All those in favour?
Just for note, Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
that was Councillor Blanco that closed that statement. Just want to make it for the record.
Oh, okay. Motion's passed, thank you. Okay, item number 16, closure. 16.1, the date of the next meeting. Sorry. Oh, another part. Oh, that'd be handy, wouldn't it? Good pick up, Tom, thank you. Okay, sorry. Item second recommendation requires a simple majority vote that council authorise the Chief Executive Officer to enter into a contract and award tender RFT 2425-28 for the Port Hedland Yacht Club kitchen refurbishment, new fit-out and bathrooms renovations to Tech Services Group, Proprietary Limited, for the total amount of 1575060, excluding GST. Can I have a mover, please?
I move, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Blanco. A seconder? Thank you, Councillor Button. And against? Motion's carried. Thank you, councillors. Well, now we'll go back to item number 16. Closure. 16.1, the date of the next Everett Council meeting will be held on Wednesday, the 27th of August 2025, commencing at 5:30 p.m. 16.2, closure. Being there no further business, I declare the meeting closed at, I check the time, 6:45 p.m. I'd like to thank councillors, members of the public, CEO, staff for their attendance tonight. Thank you very much.